Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So what's going on in the world of education in New Zealand right now? Well, it looks like things are about to get a bit tense. Secondary school teachers are planning a strike, and honestly, this is a big deal. Let me break it down for you. So the government has made an offer of a 1% pay increase in collective agreement negotiations. Now, I know what you're thinking, 1%, that's barely a rounding error in the grand scheme of things, and the teachers union, the Post-Primary Teachers Association, they're not happy. They've called this the lowest increase in a generation. That's not just a small number, that's a slap in the face for educators who have been working incredibly hard, especially with all the changes happening in the education system right now. The teachers aren't just upset about the pay, they're also dealing with a lot of challenges. There's the NCEA reforms, which I know have been a bit of a roller coaster for schools, and then there's the growing number of students who are struggling with mental health, emotional issues, and societal problems. Teachers are on the front lines of that, and they're saying that the government's offer completely ignores the need for more pastoral care time and funding. It's like the government is expecting teachers to handle all these complex issues with just the same resources they've had for years. The president of the Post-Primary Teachers Association said that the decision to strike wasn't taken lightly. He mentioned that it was endorsed overwhelmingly by members in a recent ballot. That shows just how serious this is. Teachers are saying that they want a satisfactory offer from the government that addresses the significant challenges they're facing. But as it stands, the government's offer is falling way short. They're not even addressing other key issues like the recognition of curriculum leaders, the need for more subject specialist advisors, and teacher-led professional learning and development funding. All of these things are essential for the success of the changes the government wants to make to secondary education. It's like the government is trying to push through reforms without giving teachers the tools they need to make it work. I understand that this strike is going to be disruptive for parents and caregivers. It's not something that anyone wants, but Abercrombie is asking parents and caregivers to stand with teachers as they seek a better deal. It's a tough spot for families, but it's also a moment where the government needs to listen to the people who are actually doing the work in the classroom. Teachers are the ones who are on the ground dealing with the day-to-day challenges, and they're saying that they need more support. NZI also rejected the government's 1% pay rise last week. They're planning to have mass paid union meetings with other education member groups, including principals, support staff, and the Ministry of Education Learning Support. They're going to be deciding on their next steps. This is a united front, and it's pretty clear that the education sector as a whole is not happy with the government's offer. What does this mean for students? Well, if no progress is made, the Post-Primary Teachers Association has said that they will roster students home and not teach certain year levels on specific days starting from September 15. That's a big deal for students and their families. It's going to be a disruption in their education, but it's also a message from teachers that they're not going to back down until they get a better deal. I want to take a step back and think about this. Why is the government offering such a low increase? Is it because of budget constraints, or is it a lack of understanding of the challenges that teachers are facing? I think it's a combination of both, but the reality is that teachers are the ones who are directly impacting the education of our children. If they're not being properly supported, how can we expect them to provide the best education possible? It's a bit of a catch-22 situation. It could lead to a brain drain. Teachers might start leaving the profession, which would be a disaster for the education system. We need to attract and retain the best educators, and that starts with fair pay and proper resources. The government needs to recognize that education is a critical sector that needs investment, not just a token increase. Parents and caregivers are in a tough spot. They have to balance the needs of their children with the disruption that a strike might cause. But I think it's important for them to understand the reasons behind the strike. Teachers are not just asking for more money, they're asking for support, recognition, and the resources needed to handle the complexities of modern education. It's not just about pay, it's about the future of our children's education. What can be done? Well, the government needs to have a serious conversation with the teachers' unions. They need to understand the challenges that teachers are facing and offer a more realistic and fair deal. It's time for a compromise that benefits both the teachers and the students. The teachers are not asking for the moon and the stars. They're just asking for a fair increase that reflects the value of their work and the challenges they're facing. As a viewer, what can you do? If you're a parent, you can support your child's teachers by voicing your concerns to the government. If you're not a parent, you can still support the cause by spreading awareness and showing solidarity with the teachers. It's important that the public understands the significance of this issue and the impact it can have on the education system. This is a major issue that's affecting the education sector in New Zealand. The teachers are fighting for fair pay, better resources, and recognition of the challenges they're facing. The government needs to step up and offer a better deal, or else we risk a strike that could have long-term consequences consequences for the education system. It's a complex situation, but it's clear that the teachers are not going to back down until their concerns are addressed. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on this issue in the comments below. Until next time, stay informed and keep learning.